Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at Kotobukiya's modeling support goods variable frame system Garudagear Beluga. It's quite the name, but it really is quite the kit, guys. I can't tell you guys how much I am impressed with this kit. It's awesome. I love it. Let's go ahead and check it out in today's review. Alright guys, so we'll start off taking a look at the box and its contents. As you can see, it's in a pretty big sized box first of all. We've just got a really handsome looking CG render of the main kit itself. And then over here, a look at the stages of the transformation here for this. On the side of the box, a different image of the kit. And then over here, we can see this is number 01 in the variable frame system. On the bottom of the box, there's just a front and rear view of what the kit is going to look like, all painted up and detailed and everything. There it is in the fighter mode. It looks like you got some options as for how you want to display the wings there on that. And it looks like we are also going to have some landing gear and then just some other little detail shots of some of the weaponry and stuff there. On the top of the box, there's a look at the frame unit. So again, being very similar to the Architect frame, but definitely something new and different. And here is the unpainted sample. So obviously it's going to be very white, as that's just how it is. But even unpainted there, it does look pretty nice. So there we go. We got the list price of this coming in at 6,800 yen, which I gotta say, not too bad a price for this being as big as it is, just the box anyway. That said, I will say that the box does feel larger than it needs to be, as you do have quite a lot of empty space here in the box, really. Take a look at the renders in a moment. First, let's just take a look at this guide. First of all, the front of the instruction manual looks very cool there with that image. On the back side, just the logos. On the inside here, we've got the parts list, and then it's just straight on into the construction of the kit. So once it goes through all of that, normally we would go to the back, but that's where the transformation and everything is. The more information is here at the center of the manual. So customization here, of course, you can customize this with the different M.S.G sets. That's the different rifle and shield sets sold separately. Over here, we've got our color guide, which is basically white, gray, and a tiny little bit of blue accent in there. And then you got a little bit of red and green for like the lights on the tips of the wings, I think basically. Got some detail shots over here, again just showing some different customization options that you can use, different M.S.G option parts here for this. Then getting into the runners, we do have some polycaps here, PC runner for some polycaps in dark gray. And the hand parts are going to be the Wild Hand set, which is a previously available set of hand parts that you can get just as an M.S.G set. The runner A is getting right into the white armor pieces, which the runner A is in a pretty pure white, but then you get to runner B and it's in a slightly off-white, very light gray color, so there will be some nice color separation between this being like a two-tone white. As runner C is also in that light gray, and the same thing for runner D, which is just this one single little part there. Runner E, which we have two of, is back to the more true white, and then runner F is back to the light gray for two of those. The runner G is getting into the new variable frame, which is all here in this gray color, and it is in ABS plastic. Same thing for runner H, and we've got two of these, but as you can see, quite a lot of parts here for the frame. We got a few more here on runners I and J. These ones look to be a little bit more specific for like this kit specifically rather than a generic frame. Lastly, runner K is going to be for some clear blue beam saber effect parts, and runner L for a couple other clear blue parts in here, probably for the eyes and the head, I believe. Alright guys, here is the kit all built up. It looks awesome. As you can see, I did go ahead and do some panel lining on this just with the Gundam marker, just a gray one, just to help bring out some of those details, because there's a lot of white on there and that may not be for everyone. I love the look of this, but it may be a little bit too much all one color for some people's taste, I guess. But I wanted to make sure you guys could see some of the details, so just a little bit of panel lining on there. It looks fantastic. I love this kit. I'm really happy with it. Let's go ahead and check it out in closer detail here. I know one of the complaints that a lot of people will have about the frame arms line is that the frame arms line frame, the Architect frame, can be a little bit janky, but this one, just because of the completely new like transformable frame they have for this one, it feels so much more solid, so you can definitely rest assured that this one is a much more solid feeling kit in comparison. Not to knock frame arms, I love frame arms, I don't think that they're really that bad at all. I think there's mostly an overreaction on people's parts, but in comparison, this is definitely a stronger frame. The details on this look awesome. A little bit about the articulation. The head will go really far up, all the way to there, all the way down to there. You have those cool clear blue parts in there for the eyes and the camera there on the front of the head. It's mostly going to be for the transformation, but you do have a nice ab crunch here, forward and back. You also can rotate that kind of side to side on an angle there. The shoulder itself will swing forward and back a little bit. You have a seam line here on that white part. The off-white part though is a one solid piece. The arm can come up nice and far out to the side there. You have some rotation there at the top of the bicep. The double joint in the elbow is going to give you more than 90 degrees, not a full bend though, but a pretty good bend there. You have a bend at the wrist, up and down, and then also rotation of the hand there like so. This part on the back of the arm will open up, and that's actually where you can store one of your two beam saber handles. You can just pop this right into there if you want to. That will close back up like that for storage. Alternatively, I mean, you just have your beam sabers that you have out like that with the clear blue effect parts. Those look really cool. Around here on the back, these wing parts, these will kind of move like this. Again, that's kind of more for the transformation. Side to side, you can rotate them up and down a little bit. So you have some articulation with those, but as it is in this form, they're kind of just meant to just be there like that. No other skirt armor really to talk about here. But so the legs can go up and back, side to side, out to there. Nice range of movement there for those. When you bend the knee, you have a nice full bend there, and this bit of knee armor does actually move separately there as well. You can kind of set that out a little bit like that. This bit of armor here on the front also has a seam line down the middle of that, unfortunately, but that can also move a little bit up and down. This kind of wing bit here also kind of moves back and forth a little bit. The ankles will move side to side a little bit there like that, forward and back, and the toe can also point down. Again, that's kind of more for the transformation, as you can kind of already see how that's gonna like close up like so. And for its accessories, aside from these closed fists you have there for the hands, you also have these open expressive hands for the left and right side like that, and two different style of holding hands, both for the left and the right side, but the shape is slightly different. One would be like for the handle for the rifle, and one would be for the beam saber handles. The rifle, just like the mecha itself, very cool, sleek design, all in white there, just with some penline details. And this is actually like the stored state. To have it in its like firing state, you just flip this part around there like that, and you got a camera up on the top, no sticker or anything for that, so you need to paint that. And then just the barrel is exposed there like so. To put this into the hand, you fold this part down, just slide that into the hand, close that back up, and very easy. Lastly, here we just have some landing gear parts. So when you have this in the jet form, you can just use these landing gear bits if you want to have this displayed like it's actually on the ground. And for a quick size comparison, here it is with a 1/44 scale Strike Gundam, but the size of this being about 18 centimeters in head height puts it basically right at exact kind of standard size for your standard 1/100 scale Gundam kit. It's also very similar size to frame arms kits in general, although there's kind of a wide range of exact sizes of frame arms kits, even though they're all technically 1/100 scale. Some of them are definitely larger than others. But alright guys, let's get into it, seeing how this kit looks when it's all posed up. I think it looks awesome, and then it also transforms quite simply. I'm honestly surprised at just how good this kit looks when it's transformed as well. As you guys may know if you watch my channel regularly, I'm not that into transforming kits, but you know, this one, it's relatively easy to do, and I think it looks amazing. It's one of the best looking like transformed mobile suits that in my opinion that I've seen out there, right up there with like the Delta Plus is another one of my personal favorites. But yeah guys, I gotta tell you, I'm just really impressed with this kit. You got a couple of seam lines here and there, and then other than that, really the only kind of negative thing that I could really say about it is that its connection for an action base is like a weird size that's made like kind of only really to use with like the Kotobukiya flying base Neo, which is a base that, you know, some of you guys may have, but a lot of you guys maybe won't have. So if you want to put this up on an action base, you're gonna have to do like something like what I'm doing here, using like the kind of fork grabber kind of action base there from Bandai. Yeah, but other than that, like I said, it's a pretty solid kit. Lots of great details around on the outside. Just the design of it is so cool and sleek looking. I really like it. I do kind of wish that maybe it would have included like a shield. It's got a cool rifle. It would be cool if it had this nice shield that goes on the other arm, but who knows, for future versions of this, I'm sure this is just like the first one out in the line. In other ones that we see coming out in the future, it might very well have something like a shield. Otherwise, I mean, you could use any sort of other different shield parts from some different M.S.G option weapons, things like that. It's all going to be compatible with this kit as well, so I figure if you really wanted to give it a shield or any other kind of different weapon or accessories, you can do that, because you do have some hard points around on this kit. Not as much as you would typically see on like your standard frame arms type kit, but there are a few hard points around here and there where you can definitely add some stuff onto either the arms or the legs, and you can customize this even further. You can just swap out the head entirely with some of the different M.S.G option like head parts that exist out there as well from Kotobukiya. So there's a lot to like about this kit. I highly recommend it to you guys. If you want to check it out or anything else from Kotobukiya, you can check the link down in the video description to USA Gundam Store. I've got all that stuff there for you guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing what else we get out in this line in the future, what the next kit's going to be. I'm going to be very much looking forward to that. But for now guys, thank you so much for checking out the video today. say. If you have any questions, you can leave those down in the comment section for me. Otherwise, if you'd also like to like and or subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. But until next time, guys, hope you're having a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.